Very good morning to one and all. Imagine a government what is run by computers and there's no human intervention. And imagine if they make decisions and they come into conclusions and it's run smoothly and efficiently. But the question that comes forward is who would we go forward to? Who would we inform about it? What could the possible problems that would come out of an AI driven government? So, join us as we move forward, talking about the possibilities, risk, and the implications of having an AI driven government. So, a very good morning. My name is Benita Thomas, and I'll introduce you to my panelists. This is Millie Soni, Ishan Sood, George Johnson, um, Mahima Unitan, and Angel Jelson. So I'm opening the forum for all of you to talk about the topic.
Thank you so much, Vanita. Thank you so much for having me. AI, okay, so this topic is both exciting and unnerving for me. AI, artificial intelligence. So now I'm a believer that AI has much potential. Even a study by Forbes says that AI in government can increase the efficiency of the government by so many things, by analyzing vast data, by removing so many, not removing I'd say, but taking less humans in consideration, or in analyzing a vast data and optimizing so many things, and it would save so much cost. And sometimes it is not possible for a human to look after everything. They can miss out a minute thing, but AI would never miss such thing. And at the same time, I think I'm a huge believer in the potential of humans also. So we'll talk about that.
Uh, I will talk about by the way, my name is Ishan, and I'm talking about the social impact of AI. Most of our services are automated through AI run systems nowadays. Our resumes go through an automated system of getting rejected, and that leads to a further problem of the unemployment that we have seen and the mass scale exit of lot of employees. So it has its own repercussions. AI is definitely a tool to uplift the performance and enhance uh, the way the humans think, but also along with that, it has its own set of repercussions which come at a cost.
My name is George. So, I'm going to talk about the practicality or the legal side of this. So, when we are telling that AI will run the government, so imagine AI has its own calculations. So, basically, how AI runs is that it uses an algorithm to suggest answers. So, if we are taking a court case, we are giving the right it to analyze or judge a case. What will happen is like it will calculate the case and it won't find the friendship between two people. So imagine two people are there in a court. So I just bashed him, like I hit him on his face. So he's my classmate, he's my friend. So it changes the context or the meaning of that. So the AI won't understand that we were friends and we were just messing around. What will happen? The AI will judge that I'm guilty, just hang him. So that kind of judgments will come. The judgmental part will be very high. And when it comes to legal entity, it's a separate entity. So what happens in the legal stage is that we are just giving the data the laws. It doesn't have moral sense. It doesn't have ethical sense. So what will happen? AI won't be able to give a proper judgment. That is my take on this.
Okay, my name is Mahima. So I am talking about the negative side of AI, like misusing, like our data are misused, and how much AI is accountable, and regarding all of that. From my point of view, AI is so powerful, but in the same time, AI can easily manipulate people in different ways. Like if we are taking election or something, they can put forward so much of data. If people are seeing so much of data, then gradually they will think about, okay, it's true. But maybe if AI is producing or giving out like not a proper data, then people won't think it's right. So I am talking about all of that.
Hi, I'm Angel. Thank you for having me here as a panelist. I don't think there is anybody here who is not using AI for doing their assignments. So, when it we are since we're talking about AI's use in government or AI running a government, government is all about decision making. But when humans make decisions, there can be susceptible unconscious biases that they go through. Like there might be biases when humans take decisions. But when AI is designed properly, I think AI can make unbiased decisions, unlike humans. So that is one point, and I strongly support AI running a government because AI can also, you know, um, recruit applicants of a job. Like they can go through the skills and all the resume and all of the job applicants, and without biased opinion, AI can recruit the government the government um, employees. So I think that is a plus point of AI systems running a government. So.
So I have a point to add to that. When we say that it is unbiased, the issue is that in India right now we are advanced to this extent. Still, we are not able to stop Lok Sabha from getting hacked. So their data is getting revealed. So when we are saying unbiased, what will happen is like actually people can hack into the courts at that point. If we are using AI, we can actually hack into the court, and it will be more biased. I guess the vote will be biased, the judgments will be biased. Everything can be biased.
So I also disagree. Somewhere I disagree with Angel because there are datas already provided, like so this AI runs on the existing data, and right now the data is historically biased. So artificial intelligence is analyzing all those data, and it's already coming up with all those biases. So I don't think it's unbiased.
Okay, thank you so much for your responses. And I feel it's a topic that's very debatable when it comes to the data that's present currently in the forum. And my question to Millie is, you are on both sides of the topic, right? Whether there should be a human intervention and there should be AI. So imagine a government where there's no human intervention at all, but then the AI is working smoothly and efficiently. What would you feel if it would it bring a positive impact to the audience for the government, or it would bring a negative impact for the government? Just imagine it's just an AI driven government.
Okay, I think the impact would be negative because there will be no transparency, and of course, it will be biased. And without any humans running anything, where will they get data from? Where will they conduct surveys from? Right now, we in our communication and democracy class, we just saw the data report around CSDS around elections, right? So a human conducted that election. It's not a AI going to people asking them to fill this form, do this and that. It's the people who are coming up with that question. What do you think? What do you think if Ram Mandir was the agenda behind BJP or like stuff like that? So I think AI led government would be a total disaster. I think rather the solution for this would be like it's a hands, like human and AI like working together. Humans can be a watchdog on AI, like making sure what it is doing and stuff like that.
Thank you, Millie. My next question is to Ishan. You were talking about the social impact of AI. Do you have any example you could bring forward to?
Yeah, like I said about the social impact of AI, when it comes to automation in any industry, the outliers are always rejected. Like any person who might have a medical condition, or any person, because whenever you do a personality test, AI driven softwares are not in a position to judge the human personality. All sorts of tests which are there on paper can be automated through AI, but when it comes to hiring for a bigger role in any organization, personality tests become mandatory, and that's why we have those psychological personality tests into place, the 16 PF factor tests. AI softwares cannot make articulation, can't make precise judgments based on those. So I think that is one of the classic examples where AI fails, and human experience cannot be accounted for just on the algorithm. So I think that's my take on that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have AI system in place in terms of reducing human effort. It should be there, but to a certain extent.
That was very insightful. Thank you, Ishan. My next question is to George. You were talking about the legal aspects of having an AI driven government. So, legally, do you feel it is liable to have like 50-50, or, maybe 70-20? Like, how would you bring about the percentage changes in when it comes to human intervention and AI interventions legally?
So the issue is that when we are bringing a legal framework and when we are changing the legal framework for AI, the issue might be like how to sort out what is the legal aspect for the human intervention and AI intervention. So if we are being lenient for AI and we are not being lenient for human intervention, that also will be biased. Again it will be biased. So I think the thing is that for AI we should actually we should have an experiment. We should trial it once or twice, then learn from that data, then implement that data into AI algorithms, so that it will ensure that it is more practical in this present situation. So that is my answer.
Thank you, George. My next question is to Mahima. You were talking about how much AI is accountable to the public, right? So when it comes to that, imagine if AI is able to give you proper statistics and data about the problems that's coming forward. Do you think public would really believe it? Like, would they believe that, this data is true and you don't need other human interventions to explain the data?
Maybe with a proper research and all that, maybe AI can do that, but we can't rely on AI itself. Like for from Millie's statement that for if we are doing any research or something, we personally go and gather information. AI cannot do that. Like they will give general insights, but from a critical analysis or a point on something that we have to get a proper info, I don't think so AI can give that. And if they are giving it one way or other, it won't be accountable. Like if we are taking ChatGPT, if for our research or something, we will ask ChatGPT for giving research paper, and we will get research paper. But if we check it with Google Scholar or Scopus, that those paper won't be there. They can give all the data, but we can't always rely on that. So that's my take on that.
Thank you, Mahima. My next question is to Angel. You strongly support AI as coming into governance. So my question is, like Mahima told, whatever question we prompt to ChatGPT and the data they give, sometimes it's not true. And when it's run by the government, imagine public just accepting the data without knowing the truth, facts of it. So how would you support that?
It's that AI makes things very easy. I'm not saying that humans should not oversee what AI is doing. Humans have to oversee what AI is doing, but AI makes things easier. It saves a lot of time. So also, citizens have to be informed about how it is working, how the things are going on when AI is running this government. So that is something to be considered. Like I'm not saying that AI should not be like humans should not oversee AI. Humans have to see if any things happening are ethical. Like they have to consider the ethical side of the working of AI also. So that is what I'm supporting. That's my statement.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you all for your insights on it. Okay, now I've opened the forum for all of you to discuss between yourselves if you have any questions to any of the panelists out there. So, yeah.
So it's not a question actually, it's a statement. So when we see the legal aspects, since I'm talking about legal aspects, the major issue I think we'll face is that there might be errors. So once the court judges a case, for example, if there is an issue between me and Ishan and there is a case judgment, so I was judged guilty. So if the next case is similar, the AI will immediately judge that also in the similar way. It won't consider the other factors. So when we say it will be biased or unbiased, actually we can't judge when it gives the result with the proper data and proper analysis. When we see the analysis, we can't actually judge because we are just feeding in the data and it is giving analysis. The analysis might seem proper compared to the other cases, but the other factors like emotional factors, ethical factors, or what were the relationship between them, that might be an issue actually when it comes to the legal aspect.
So what you are trying to say that the AI government-led decisions, they are opaque in nature. Like in our school, I cheated once in maths, and my teacher was like, "How did you end up to this answer? Give me steps." So exactly like that, AI can't give us steps, right? So I think it lags there. Any answers to those questions?
I think when we do any assignment, we ask AI, I ask ChatGPT, Bard, or Gemini, whatever. So they give it gives an answer. So it is our responsibility to read that answer and see whether it is right or not. Because we are humans, we can think. Like we have to see whether that answer suits the question that you are asking. So in the similar way, when it comes to judgment of like what George said, when there is a judgment going on about a case or about between two people or whatever, this human beings have to oversee, like I said, have to check whether it is right or not. But it's AI, it's just that it saves time, it makes things easier, it gives an answer and it gives a judgment. So humans have to oversee that judgment if it's right or not, then take decisions. So finally humans have to take the decision. But AI can also be used in running this government. That is what I am saying.
But it will take lot of time, no? If AI, if we have to recheck on AI, then it will take lot of time. If we are doing it in a direct way, like if humans are doing work directly and not depending on AI, then we will get a corrected, like a accountable or a correct answer for what we are searching. And if we are like depending on AI, what AI is giving, and when we are rechecking on that, then it will take lot of time and it will make everything delay, I feel so.
Okay, so I have a question, like a bit stupid question. So right now AI is not developed that much, but when we see movies like Robot, like they infuse some Rajnikant infuse some emotions and intelligence and all sort of things which a human have. So can you imagine that world where that kind of AI would take over? So is do you guys have any?
So basically, the issue is that these movies are giving us a conception that they are biological beings. I'll tell you a simple issue. So, however advanced the AI is, it runs on chips and processors. So these are electrical things which are run on chips, small buttons, millions of transistors. So if it has emotions also, if one transistor shorts, its emotion goes to a retarded position. That will happen. So when I see the movies, even I had that thought. Then immediately I went to the basics. So the basic is still the electrical parts, the conductors, wires, etc. One wire goes out, it goes retarded. All the emotions doesn't work. So that is a very, very, very like fictional kind of thought, I guess.
Then they should have retarded it before he went after Ishwarya.
I think on this as well, because any form of expressionism or what makes us human is our emotions. And AI, how much ever rational, critical thinking it is doing or it might be doing, at the end of the day, you cannot defeat a poet or you cannot defeat a classical dancer. The nuances, those, there's expressionism in and out in us. And every, in what you say, in colloquial language, you call it every nukta is different when it comes to, I think Ratnadipu can, what do you say, relate to it when it comes to nuktas in singing or even in dancing. So those aspects, how much ever powerful AI can be, they cannot take it at least in the next 100 or 200 years of its, even if AI starts giving birth to humans, it's not biologically possible, but they can give birth to some small chips out of them. So yeah.
Thank you so much, all of you. It was such an insightful topic on the positives and negatives of an AI-run government. Now I'll give the forum. I'll keep the forum open for the audience to ask any questions to the panelists.
So as we know, like I assume that we are talking about a dystopian system of government. It's not we can implement right now. So internet penetration right now is 42% in India. So there's a long way to go. But don't you think if AI starts to govern us like humans, there will be a lot of power disparity between the people who basically input the data into the AI neural engine, because it basically runs on data. So people who input data into that entire neural system, they will hold a lot of power, and that power imbalance will be there. So how do you think you can address that thing?
Thank you, Aditya, for the question.
So it's a very advanced position, but what we can do is like, so basically imagine if Ishan is a person who's adding it to the neural engine. Similar to the political system which we have right now, what we can do is like, we can assign people to put in the input and we can vote for him, the person who's putting. So if we feel like the inputted data is wrong multiple times, or we feel like it's biased, what we can do is like, we can vote and change him. The person, people who are, so the politicians will become the people who are putting the information in the neural networks. That can be a solution, I guess. It's very advanced position still.
Thank you, George. Anyone wants to answer that? Okay, we have time for one more question.
So, mine is a general question. Anyone of you guys can answer that. But before that, I would like to mention, like, whatever the panelists has mentioned, all of that is very insightful, different perspective from extremes to neutral sides as well. My thing is, all of us know in case of OpenAI's ChatGPT, GPT-4 is the highest engine. That has browsing feature as well and live features. Now those AIs are trained on data that lakhs and lakhs of data that they have, and the information and search engines that we use. Now in term of government, like would you guys say that something like OpenAI that is developed outside India can be used in the Indian context? First of all, it's another country developing an AI that will run another country. Isn't that modern day colonialism? And second part of the question would be, if the government is developing in-house AI system, so they would be using our data, our personal data at the same time again. And already we know that the Indian government is not that strong on data privacy, or we don't have that advanced systems. So what is your take on that?
Thank you, Abu.
I think that's a very important and pertinent question that you have asked. When we talk about data privacy and data breach, this is a very relevant problem, and the age we are going into, each and everything of us is being tapped from our first meal of the day, where we ordered it from, to our tastes, our preferences, our reeling, whatever reels we watch, what kind of content we watch. Based on that, we get the ads. And till 2024, we are having such sort of advancement. In the coming 10 years, they'll be able to guess our future predictions also. Who will we vote for, or who will, what product we might buy at this age. So suppose we are 22, 23 right now. So what he wants to buy at 32, he will get those generated responses in his life automatically without his own knowledge. So that is a risk factor which comes along with our AI, and I think that is why we need to keep a strong check at it, and even the government should ensure policies, and public makers should come into drafting AI policies in the governance as well, which is not there because the IT and Broadcasting Ministry doesn't have that much scope at this point. But maybe the future governments should think into this and try to find out solutions where we can have scope for data protection and ethical concerns being taken into play.
And I think, yeah, I kind of agree with you that they are again colonizing us. Like, we are very much dependent on the periphery countries. No, they are the core countries, right? So, we are again completely depending on the global north, and they are again ruling us. And for this solution, another solution can be India can generate its own AI, because I think outside AI cannot understand our needs. You know, like an example, whenever we ask for a script or anything from AI, it will always show us like Jonathan said this, Samantha said this, and this, that guy said this. It's all American, it's all Western culture. So I think this solution could like we take into consideration our Indian open AI. Is it?
Bharat GPT is there.
Bharat GPT is there? But how many people are using that? Are you using
It's
that?
not like
It's not
still under
advanced, it's
development.
still under development.
Okay, okay. So, okay, we are on the verge of doing well.
Okay, thank you, Ishan. Thank you, Millie, for answering the questions. Thank you, audience, for your wonderful questions. So, to conclude with, I think it's a very neutral topic. Like I said in the beginning, it's very debatable. And I feel emotion plays a very important role in it. And human to human communication is always more better than having AI. So, depending on AI is not smart, but having AI as part of our governance is smart. So, thank you for that. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, audience.